we have the potential for dwarf on dwarf finals here. I'm looking at the bracket, and it is Momentary's dwarves versus Goth's dark elves, and then it's Coilsnake's demons versus Barley's dwarves. I want to just get into it. We've seen these armies today already. Let's get into these semis because they're going to be best of threes. Let's get into these finals. Let's play some matches. Let's do this.
So we're going to start on the upper part of the bracket here with Momo's Grumbling Guys Gonna Grumbling versus Goth's Dilfs. Now let me go to the coin flip again. I closed it again. Because I had to restart my whole computer. So let's do the coin flip. Heads. So Momo has won the coin toss. Is Momo still playing Arma? Momo's still playing Arma. So let me refer to Momo's chart here. 1 second. I have to open that back up too.
Mom, I sent you like a dream relationship chart.
Yes. I had anybody who thought they weren't going to be here send one in. So Momo, when fighting Dark Elves. Okay. I know the comp they want to pick and the map they want to pick. So I'm gonna do the map pick for Momo. We're gonna pick Cracked Lands, and then Goth. Do you want to be top or bottom?
Eternal question.
We're going back to the realm of corn for this one. Top slot. Okay, and then Goth, just DM me which army you want to pick. Now, I will say... Well, actually, no, I'm not going to say it. We'll wait till we get into the match.
Don't you say it.
Comp 3. Oh, okay. I was going to have you guys DM me the comps because it's best of 3, but I guess Momo's not here to counter pick anyway, so... wait, fuck, I'm getting confused. Which dwarf was... No, you're top. So this is... Yeah, this is Barley's comp. I had both the dwarf comps loaded up, so I got confused which one was which. Goth comp 3. Okay. Let's load on in. Now again, best of 3, so whoever wins this is not the ultimate winner. There's going to be a second round. And I'll just pick for Momo what to do on the second round because Momo did not do his charts for best of 3s.
I can't believe sending in an... Oh, sorry.
Or maybe I
my
could
cats
go...
were just yelling. Go on.
Maybe I could go jump into Momo's stream and just really quick ask him. I'll be like, this comp loss, what do you want to pick next?
Well, speaking of which, are we seeing comps we've seen before here, or are either of these new semi?
I got the little spinning wheel of doom there for a second. I thought I crashed, but no.
No, you're still with us.
Yes. So, let's start with Momo's comp here on the dwarves. So, Momo's comp is actually incredibly similar to his other one, but we've swapped out some of the Quarrelers for Thunderers, which are Dwarven gun units. I think that's the only change here. It's still Gotrek and Felix, it's still Thorek, it's still the Miners and the Ironbreakers.
We did not see the miners use their charges very well in Momo's battle, unlike the one we just watched. Hopefully they do a little bit better this time.
Yeah, I mean, this map has more lost blockers. I mean, we've got like the giant citadel in the middle, which might disrupt them. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe they'll actually get their blasting charges off. Now on the other side for Goth, we see an entirely new comp. And this is what I'm gonna just call like a can opener composition. We have an infantry corps of three Harganeth executioners, which is again with the Blades of the Blood Queen. These are those elite great sword unit for the Dark Elves that we saw just get huge value versus the Depth Guard and versus dwarfs, including Ironbreakers. They'll go through Ironbreakers like they're made out of butter.
Which is definitely what we need here. I also noticed they're all bold.
They are all bald. They're all just like you, Beagle.
Okay, well, you carry on, Sammy. Tell me something else, then.
We see some Blackheart Corsairs, which are anti-infantry, but not armor-piercing. They're a solid, like, just blending unit to get through general infantry units.
Where are they?
We see some Dark Elves.
Oh, I see
They're
them.
right next to the Executioners. Yeah, they're like little Dark Elf pirates. Yeah, they're like Dark Elf pirate guys.
Cool, cool.
We see more Dark Riders, this light cav flanking force, which will be good for shutting down range units like the Thunderers that Momo has. And we see a War Hydra in the back. This thing's a mean unit. It's armor piercing, regens health, and can breathe fire. So, It also has, you know, the thing where like a Hydra's head gets chopped off. I think when it goes down to half HP, it has a chance to like gain a burst of health. It's like a 50% chance.
Oh.
Yeah, we see some Dark Shards. We see for the hero composition, we see Crone, Hellebron, and a Death Hag. These are like, this is like the Witch Elf Legendary Lord and a Witch Elf hero. They're, again, infantry blenders, very good pick versus dwarves. And then we see a caster with that god tier, piercing bolts of burning again.
Yeah, it's like a real girl boss comp here. Good for them. Whoa.
Yeah, it's a girl boss infantry blender comp, which is just what you need versus dwarves. So, let's get it started.
Let's
Without further
go.
ado. And yeah, I think he said it's going to be all on if Momo's comp can actually utilize their range firepower and their blasting charges against this incoming Dark Elf army.
You know, things got really blobby on this map last time because of that fort that kind of crushes in the right or, you know, one of the sides of the battle. And I feel like that's going to work out very nicely for the dwarves here. Like, if they get all stuck up in these little chokes here, because there's a little, like, choke point ridge in the middle as well, it's going to play right into the dwarves' hands.
Yeah, we do see the dwarves lining up on this hill, though. This is actually firing position if they actually get their melee units in front of the guns. Oh, we do see that piercing bolts of burning coming down, and the dwarves are kind of blobbed up here, Beagle.
Yeah, but it looks like it's going to mainly whiff.
Yeah, it did kind of whiff a bit, but it only whiffed because the Thunderers charged straight forward to avoid the attack into the enemy cavalry.
Yeah, and they're still going! Like, they're still going!
Oh, they're still advancing, and the blasting charge is now concaving in onto the blobbed up Dark Riders, but kind of whiffing a little bit.
Yeah, they just, like, ran away from the C4 and kept going. The leader's like, look at those brave dwarves! They're just, like, running for their lives.
Yeah.
What's this red cloud, this dank smoke over on the side here?
This is one of Hellebron's abilities. It's a big AoE that buffs up all of her units and makes them rampage. So her units all get 25% extra damage, 24 melee attack, and then leadership as well, but they all rampage too.
Ah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a go nuts. It's like, you know, they're utilizing their girl powers.
Yeah, Gaze of Cain. I mean, good for them.
Yes. The gaze of Cain.
Yeah, good for them. Anyway, back on the other
boss energy.
Back on the other side. the Dark Riders, one unit's already routed, another one is getting messed up. You're seeing that really messed up Dwarven Hammer and Anvil of, like, the Anvil goes in and then the Hammer throws Dwarf blasting charges at their own units. But also gets the enemy. Yeah. Big Dark Elf horse flank, though, is coming around from the rear, and all the dwarves are routing. Sammy, all the dwarves are routing over here.
Yeah, the front line of miners is not holding very well. The one good thing we do see for the dwarves is they do a ton of damage to the Blades of the Blood Queen, which is like the one blender unit for the Dark Elves using their blasting charges, and the Blades of the Blood Queen are almost dead. And we're seeing, ooh, that's actually a pretty good piercing bolts of burning. It was a slight whiff, but it still did good damage. And yeah, these Dark Riders in the back are actually just running down the entire dwarf back line.
Yeah, look at that. Like, all those dwarves started to rout on low health, and at the perfect time, here comes the Dark Riders. We haven't seen the AI make great use of Light Cav, I think, so far, but here you're seeing it. They're doing exactly what they need to do. And being annoying in the back to break fights that are on the tipping point, and just cleaning up all these rowdy units so they won't come back. Even Felix is running. It looks like this time around, the Dark Elves are actually doing what they're meant to do, which is just blend.
Yeah, I'm looking for Gotrek. Oh, Gotrek is over there dueling the Death Hag, which he does not want to be. The Death Hag is the anti-infantry. She'll actually beat his ass.
Oh.
And yeah, the infantry, I mean, not the infantry, the character core for the dwarves is all split up. Thorek's getting isolated by the Blades of the Blood Queen, and he's going to go down. So his executioners are going to execute Thorek.
They're going to execute him, and then they're actually going to execute other people.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I mean, if you're a Dwarves fan. I also see it wasn't even over yet because more Gaze of Cain in the middle. And have they triggered the overall Dark Elves murder spree yet? I don't even think so.
It just went off.
It just went off?
Right now, I think. Yeah. And it's
wow.
Still looking tough for the Dwarves. The Iron Breakers, where they're standing, are still holding the line pretty well. Actually, no, I see one unit is actually completely dead, just chopped apart by the Dark Elves. The other one is in the woods fighting the War Hydra and putting up a pretty valiant fight. But, I mean, I don't think it's going to be enough. There's so many Dark Elves on the field, including almost two half-health units of Executioners still alive.
Yeah, and that's like 5 eaten dwarves a second. That's 5 heads on that Hydra. Things just aren't going well for the dwarves here. And I've seen a lot of fights that seem closer today so far, but this does not look great for the dwarves. I don't see how they can come back.
Yeah, and I think this is always a hard matchup for the dwarves because the Dark Elves are so blendy. They have like a lot of very good anti-infantry units. And I think bringing the 4 Dark Riders has been like the master stroke here. This allowed Goth's composition to really get into the Dwarf backline and disrupt it and stop them rear range units from doing what they want.
You need a lot of trust here in the AI, in your player, to actually run the cavalry the way it's meant to be, because surely if the AI blundered, as it often does, you could have just seen these light cav, or these I don't know if they're light, these cav.
They are light cav, yeah, they're 30 armor.
You could have just seen them wasted immediately, but they've been used really well here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I wonder if like bringing 4 of them is the key, right? Like bring enough that they can blob up on, they can isolate the enemies on the flank while also pushing past them at the same time.
Right, because you know what? 2 of them just got routed and killed immediately, basically, but the other 2 are full health and doing their job, and there it is. Yep, that was a slaughter.
That was a slaughter. Now, this was only the first round. The dwarves are now not out of this yet. Momo's dwarves have a chance to come back here.
Right. I forgot already.
Yes. So now we're gonna switch it around. So now, Goth, you get to pick the map, and then Momo is gonna pick top or bottom. And let me see if Momo wants to switch their comp. Hang on.
That was looked like a very good comp from Goth. As you said, tryhards. I think a true tryhard wears the title in Pride, and it really looked like Goth is trying hard today. Like, that was dominant work there.
Goth wants to do Horned Hills.
All of the Dwarf Lords almost did the same. The Dwarf Leader did 420 gold damage value, Felix did 420 gold damage value, and Gotrek did 421.
Oh yeah, almost exactly 420.
That's wild. But yes, it's not over yet, folks. It is now time for the second of the best of 3 here. They can switch up their comps. They can switch up the maps, right? You pick a new map?
Yes, we did just pick a new map. Hang on. Okay, Momo wants to do comp 2. Okay, and then Goth, what comp are you picking? You're gonna be bottom comp. Bottom. Momo's gonna be top. Okay. So Goth is gonna go with the same comp, not switching from what works, and then Momo's gonna go for comp 2. Which, I don't know what that is. We'll see.
This is what it's all about here now that we're not doing best of ones, here we're in the semis. This is where it's all about, you're seeing how have your comps gone, and you're going to go, what other comps have I prepared? And it's all about what comps you've prepared and submitted in advance. Hopefully you've got something that's more appropriate here to deal with your opponent.
Well, I don't have to say that, but Momo's comp 2, you'll see.
Well, it looks like the same comp for Goth at least, right?
Yeah, Goth is going with the exact same comp, and Momo is going with his comp 2, which is just the same comp, but with the Thunderers replaced with Coilers. It's the one we've already seen. It's like almost the exact same comp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, the map is different, though. The map is different.
The map is different. We're on the Fields of Cathay now. It's the little bit of forests on this map, not a lot of blockers in the middle, so it is going to be like sort of a straight run-up for the Dark Elves, but it also might benefit the Dwarves with, maybe their units perform better with better line of sight, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, because I thought those choke points were going to really favor the Dwarves to the blasting charges, but in the end, it just didn't really happen. Maybe we'll see a better engagement here. I mean, it's a bit of a roll of the dice as well. It's about how the AI performs, and maybe, you know, it's not purely deterministic, right? Like, maybe it'll be a little bit different this time. We'll see.
We'll see. Let's just get it started because we already know what both the comps are. Let's go.
Nice and quick to get into the murder here. The Dark Elves. I was about to say the Dwarf Elves. The Dark Elves are coming. And is it going to be a big 2 for 2?
We'll see. I'm just wondering if the dwarves are going to do the same thing we've been seeing here, where their quarrelers move up, stand in a line, and then the miners just kind of get mixed up with them, and then nobody wins. The miners don't throw their charges, and the quarrelers don't shoot.
Yeah, they really just cannot afford to. By the way, those miners have massive pickaxe hammers. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, they do armor-piercing damage in melee. Oh, we see the miners, it looks like, actually pushing past the quarrelers, which is good. Wait, no, they stopped. Guys, there's a piercing bolts of burning. You gotta move!
Oh, no!
They're scattering. They're actually doing something good. They're
dodge!
Dodging the spell.
Got off pretty good there.
Pretty good dodge. Pretty good dodge, but now the quarrelers have dodged towards the enemy front line is the problem.
Just like last time, you're really seeing the value of like the AI being better with those casters, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, the AI being better there kind of bit them in the ass too. They're dodging the spells, but they're dodging the spells into the enemy. Alright, come on, miners. Throw your blasting charges. You can do it.
We need to see those blasting charges. We need to see that C4. It's not gonna happen.
Oh, on the flank, there's some.
Oh, yeah, a few.
One.
Wow,
Oh
what a
my
difference.
God. Wow. Huge damage there. And in the middle, a little bit as well. Those Harkonneth Executioners get nuked in the middle, too. Two of the Harkonneth Executioners are half HP to start it off. This is looking much better for the dwarves already.
It's such a big difference when those miners throw their damn charges. And here's the big thing. I think...
Oh, wait, look.
What?
The Ironbreakers on the flank are about to get another volley. Watch this. Here they go on the flank.
On the flank? Oh, I see.
Yeah. Oh, no, but they're getting rear charged by the Dark Rider. Shit.
Just in time. Before they get more charges off there, which probably would have just decimated those Blades of the Blood Queen.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about, because last battle, the Dark Riders got into the back and stopped the dwarves from ever bouncing, so you didn't see the miners bounce, rally back, and throw their charges after all. It was just like, the dwarf army just lost. There was no, like, back and forth. If the dwarves can prevent that from happening this time, it's a huge difference, because so far, the Dark Riders are not getting into the back line. They're doing the thing that happened for Momo first time, which is Ironbreakers hold all the cav.
Yeah. Now, one thing that is going bad for the dwarves again is the character fight. We see the Hydra, Helibron and her Death Hag fighting Gotrek and Felix and Thorek, and they are winning that pretty handedly. Everyone's fighting the wrong targets. The anti-infantry guys are fighting the Hydra, and Gotrek is fighting the infantry Blunderlords.
Yeah, it's like the exact opposite of what you want, right? And I'm seeing, oh, there they go again. Look at the whole Dwarven line fall back. The damage is massive from the Dark Elves.
Yeah, they are infantry blender specialists, and they're working right now. We see another spell going down, nuking some Ironbreakers on the flank, and the Dark Elf Murderous Master is down, which means they're going to be doing a ton more damage now, Beagle.
It's like the special sauce, right? It's like those piercing bolts of burning, cracking open those, like, dwarven bunkers that otherwise would be holding for longer. You've got their heroes, which were doing great for Momo in the previous matchup, but just not doing well against this army. And they've really got nothing left. It's everything here in the Dark Elf army is just perfectly coached and played here to tear apart Momo's dwarves. Well played, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and again, like I was saying, it is a hard matchup because Dark Elves are kind of purpose-built for chopping through dwarves. They have so much good anti-infantry tech, so many good anti-infantry options that I feel like if you're a dwarf player, you have to have some sort of ace up your sleeves. Maybe you bring out, like, a gyro bomber, like a helicopter, like as a surprise pick or something to fight Dark Elves. But this sort of infantry comp that relies on all these blasting charges going off, which is just not working, it's not working.
It's not working. Now, we are going to get a bounce from the dwarves, but they're all so low. For it to really do anything,
so
there'd have to be some pretty amazing blasting charges going off, and their leaders need to survive.
Look, the Dark Riders, which kind of survived because they weren't getting blasting charges or shot, are now coming in to mop up these dwarves are turning back from battle.
Once more.
Returning from the field, yeah. Once more, they're doing the same thing again.
Yeah, it's just... The Ghost Delph comp is just solidifying that it's no fluke. This is their victory.
Oh yeah, definitely. And this is I think, you know, Goth probably looked at the bracket, so I was going to fight dwarves, so I was just like, I'm just going to build a roster that's just going to melt through infantry. And
yeah.
It's performing here, definitely.
Oh, it absolutely is. I don't see any way for the dwarves to come back again. It's just a lot of flashing flags and very low health bars.
Yeah, all the characters are dead. Thorax routing. Oh, Felix is alive out on the flank, but not for long. He's fighting Harkonneth Executioners right now. And yeah, I don't see a way for the dwarves to get back into this game. There's no Dark Elf flamethrowers to burn their whole army. Not here.
How do you think a whole bunch of flamethrowers would have done against this Dark Elf army?
They could have done good if they were able to shoot.
Oh god.
They would have melted the Harkonneth Executioners for sure, and yeah, that piercing bolts of burning annihilates that poor unit of Quarrelers, and they're off the field.
That is such a good spell. We just keep seeing it time and time again. Just clean these battles up.
Oh yeah. I think the spell selection is like, there's some spells that the AI seems to whiff a lot, and there's some spells like that one, which the AI just lands like a smack dab onto the target every time, and are super impactful.
Yeah, and I mean, it's important to test, right? There we go. Another victory for the Dark Elves. The game reckons it was a Pyrrhic victory? How do you pronounce that?
Pyrrhic?
Pyrrhic?
I don't think that was Pyrrhic at all.
I don't
Dark
think so.
Elves, that was a decisive victory. They kind of just stomped the dwarves there. And we see all the value on the Executioners. Not Marathi, Helibron with 3,000 value. Wow, she was blending through the characters the entire time.
That's
I think
massive.
she killed Gotrek, Felix, and Thorek there.
Yeah.
So she got like the triple character kill.
The triple ace, yeah. She's getting lots of points for her
Yeah.
prestige.
Okay, and that is our first best of 3 already done with. Goth's Dilfs looking kind of unstoppable here, Beagle.
They are looking a bit scary, I agree.
And I think they're going to be the big boss of the finals. And now, though, we're going to figure out who gets to face them. It might be dwarfs again. We might see Dilfs versus dwarfs once again, because right now, if we open up the bracket, our other semifinal match is going to be Coiled Snake's Demons Strong Together versus Barley's Oops All Guns Dwarfs.
Now, for me, knowing that Goth is now in the finals, right? For me, it's now wondering which of these armies should go forward to have the best chance to be the finalists. Because we just saw dwarves get smacked by this Delph army. Now, of course, there's different comps, different strategies, of course. But, you know, I don't know. Like, who's going to have better odds against the Delves? Is it going to be the demons or is it going to be the dwarves?
I think it would be demons, just because Dark Elves just have so many natural counters to dwarves, and dwarves are a very one-note faction. It's hard to do like anything really surprising. You know it's going to be a lot of armored infantry, no matter what. They can bring like 10, like they bring I think maybe like max 5 helicopters, as many as you can bring, and then everything else is just infantry. I mean, artillery could maybe have turned the tide there. Like the dwarves brought some flame cannons, which again were just recently mega buffed. I'm surprised we haven't seen flame cannons yet from dwarves because they were super buffed. Okay, Barley wants to play on the butt. Coiled Snake, do you want top or bottom? I think demons have the better chance. I think demons just have so many options and can do so many different strategies that it's hard to counter them. Especially because it's demons undivided. So they can go Khorne, they can go Slaanesh, they can go with a bunch of different options.
Though, of course, it all depends what comps have been prepared in advance.
Yes, of course. I think I'm going to die to mining charges very soon. Well, would you like to die as a top or a bottom, Coiled Snake?
Important question.
Very important question. And then DM me both your comps.
That's what the tolerant left will ask you when they line you up. In the future, the conservatives are afraid of. That's your last question.
This Coiled might be posting on Discord, Hank.
Drink your water, chat. I'm gonna have a sip of water.
Okay, I got your comp. Oh, there you go. You posted in the Discord. Okay. Top for Coiled. And then I got both the comps. Let me load them up. And we'll get going. Wait, hang on, Coiled Snake. Yours were... There we go. I found them. I just wasn't seeing them for some reason. And then Barley is doing this one. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, let's get into this. This is gonna be an interesting one. We're on the butt, right? Yes, we are on the butt. The big butt.
The big butt. It's a good map.
It is a good map. We love it. We love our big butts here, don't we?
We cannot lie.
We've got two interesting armies here, Beagle.
I'm already seeing the hint of that. As I look at the dwarves in the loading screen, I see not a full stack of 20, and I see a lot of gold.
You see a lot of regiments of renown.
Yeah, they are! They're all purple!
I think Barley has just brought every regiment of renown that the dwarves have.
Oh my goodness. Interesting strategy. I'm almost surprised you can afford that and still have that many units.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I like Barley's comps, you know? Like, Barley has like 3 comps that we've seen. And the 3 we've seen is all Slayers, all Flamethrowers, and all Regiments of Renown. Don't we love to see a short king winning?
We do. So yeah, let's just look at this comp for Barley. Do we need to explain every regiment of renown to you?
I mean, gloss over them. Gloss over the specials of each.
Norkeling's Ironbreakers are just insane Ironbreakers. There's Ironbreakers on crack cocaine. They never die. Like, they will be the last unit standing in every single situation. They are just nuts.
They look cool.
I think they get, like, Vanguard deployment and shit. We see the Scolder Guard, which are not flamethrowers, but they fire steam, which is apparently more powerful than fire. I don't know. They, like, scold you.
Oh, melta guns.
Scald you. Yeah, melta guns, essentially. I'm watching you on stream. Just go on to the next one, and I'll go with you.
Yep.
Dragonback Slayers. These are Slayers who do fire damage, I think, or they're just good Slayers. On to the next one. I'm watching your stream because I actually can't see the army.
Peak Gate Guard.
Peak Gate Guard hammers. These guys have Guardian, I believe. They can protect your lord, give them extra ward save when they fight along your lord, I believe. Press K, Beagle. I need to see the stats. I can't actually see the army, so
okay, here.
I'm watching the stream. Oh god, that's so blurry for me. I don't know. They're big hammers. They got big hammers. They do big armor piercing. They crack people open.
Sammy, are you telling me that, like, there's units you don't offhand know the stats of?
That's been I know the SFO stats probably, but I don't know what they do in vanilla. The Skyhammer is a gyro bomber that drops a big fucking bomb. So it drops it drops a couple of big bombs, I think. It drops like a big cluster bomb. It's pretty cool. It also has a big machine gun on the front.
Okay.
And
cool.
then, who do we have for the characters?
Well, you've also got the Grumbling Guard, so I assume they're just good Longbeards. Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, who are glowing.
They have flaming weapons. They got flaming weapons. The fire VFX, I think, are kind of bugged out. I don't know.
Ulthar's Raiders, Rangers with great weapons.
Yeah, they have throwing axes. They're pretty cool. They can debuff an enemy unit that like lowers their stats and armor by a lot, which is pretty good for a like a sniping. You're like an assassin unit essentially.
Their traits say fast for a dwarf. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, the Rangers have fast for a dwarf. They're like normal infantry speed by other standards.
And then we've just got a regiment of renown of Goblobbers.
The Goblobbers. It's a grudge thrower regiment of renown. Yeah, they're catapults. I think they debuff leadership when they hit you. Look at their ammo. Wait, can you see it? No, you have to wait till they shoot. Well, you're gonna wait till they shoot, and I want you to zoom in on them at the start of the battle.
Oh my god. That's messed up. I think the dwarves should lose. And then we have Thorgrim, Grudgebearer, and a Thane, and that's the army!
Yeah, he's like a support lord. That is the army!
I'm curious to see how the AI uses them.
Yes, now onto our demon comp, which is like, remember when I said the demons can bring like a little bit of everything? This is a really interesting comp, because this is kind of like a little bit of everything that's good for blending dwarves that the demons can bring.
What do we got?
We have in the front line some Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne, which like armor-piercing, anti-infantry bloodletters, just amazing against dwarfs. They're just gonna cut through them like butter. We see some blue horrors for chaff and some ranged firepower. We see a Tzeentch Caster Lord, or a Tzeentch Caster hero up in the sky with Infernal Gateway, which is a big vortex spell for Tzeentch. We see a Herald of Khorne as the Lord, big Khorne guy on a Juggernaut. You asked about the Juggernauts. Here you go.
Oh, there they are.
Hound you in No Sigma. Yeah, they're not as big in this as they are in No Sigma, actually.
Yeah, they look a little bit smaller.
Yeah, but they're very menacing, is just as dangerous. We see a Blood Shrine of Khorne, which is a chariot that also buffs all the units around it. And it's like a big Khornate motorcycle that has some awesome animations. Exalted Pinks for some range firepower. Ooh, Blood Crushers of Khorne. This is a whole unit of those the Blood Crushers, the big beasts.
I'm familiar with them from Dawn of War 2 multiplayer, and let me say they're bullshit.
Oh, they are bullshit in this too. They are gonna just chunk through any dwarf unit they come in contact with. In the sky now, we see Screamers, which are these are going to be here to kill the Gyro Bomber. They're large AP. We see a Lord of Change and a Bloodletter teaming up, or sorry, a Bloodthirster teaming up, which is pretty crazy team ups, honestly. The Lord of Change has some balance spells, does armor piercing damage, and then you know the Bloodthirster. He's just going to go in there and rip and tear.
With my brains and your brawn, we'll make an excellent team.
Yes, the nerd and the jock team up. You know you're in danger.
And then some dogs.
Some flamers. Yeah, some doggos and some flamers. The core doggos are pretty cute. They're pretty fast. They'll run down any routing units. And then we see some flamers of Tzeentch using the dwarf flamethrowers against themselves.
All right.
Well, let's get it started. This is going to be... I don't know what's going to happen here. We're just going to have to see. We're just going to watch and see, Beagle.
Yeah,
I got no analysis for you.
It's a powerful army of Regiment of Renowns, but we'll see how the AI uses them. Oh, there go the Goblin ammos. Yeah. That's messed up.
So bombarding into the Exalted Pink. Zoom in on the catapults when they shoot.
Yeah, as that disc silver surfer goblin Lord of Change. Oh my god, is firing at the dwarves. Rocks with goblins tied to them are being fired at the demons.
Yeah, the demons kind of just holding their position. Both armies kind of just like trading fire, although I think the Goblobbers are doing a lot more damage to this little demon with his piddly attacks.
Yeah, weird choice from the demon army. Why?
I don't know. I think they're trying to have like an artillery duel, but the demons don't understand that their artillery sucks.
Yeah, like the pink horrors are just sitting there and vibing, but it's not going good for them.
It is not. I think eventually, if they take enough damage, they should charge forward. This is weird, because in all my testing, the armies were never playing defense. And now we have a situation where both armies are playing defense.
Yeah, Coilsnake is...
I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, AI buffed, as Isaac shouts. Cold Snake's having like that Band of Brothers moment where they just want to like jump in here and like take control of the army, get them to move. They're just sitting there. They're just sitting there.
We can see the Exalted Pig Horrors are starting to pop like popcorn as they get hit by the artillery.
Oh my god, this is a massive problem. Here they go.
Here we go. They're moving now. They've had enough. They're like, alright, that's enough fucking around. Let's get to it.
Yeah, they're finally moving in now, and they're gonna move through a choke point, through the classic big butt crack here in the middle, and it could be pretty shitty for the demons.
Big butt crack, yes.
I mean, that's what it is.
It is what it is. We do see some spells going down from the Lord of Change. You can see a lot of magic from these siege characters and monsters. The one thing from the demon armies, we only have one infantry unit really, and everything else is a big monster. So I'm not sure how effective the blasting charges and the flamethrowers are going to be here.
Yeah, look at them go. Here they all come. All the big demons, Lords of Change, Screamers, all this cool stuff coming in. Oh my god!
Here's the Infernal Gateway. Zeech himself looking down upon the enemy army, blasting them away with magics from hell. That's going to melt through a lot of those dwarf units. You can see their health going down to half on the Dragonback Slayers. The PK guard are getting melted by that.
Oh.
The demon units too, but I don't think they gave so much as the shit as the other ones. And you see a bomb drop from the Skyhammer doing insane damage to the Blood Crushers, bringing them down to half health.
Yeah, but taking a lot of fire from the demons. Gotta get out of there, Mobius One. Gotta retreat.
Oh god, it's being flamed. The flamethrowers are melting it.
Yeah, it's already going down there. They've switched targets now as it flies off to rout. The Regiments of Renown have met in the middle. As you said, not a lot of straight-up infantry units for the demons. Tons of really powerful Regiment of Renown infantry units for the dwarves. Who is going to come out on top? That's so much range fire coming in from the horrors for the demons.
Yeah, but the horrors don't really do armor-piercing damage with the range, so I'm not sure how effective they'll be against these really tough dwarf infantry. I'm looking at the fight in the back right now, where we see the Thane and Thorgrim fighting off against the two greater demons, and the Bloodthirster is pretty fucking scary here. I think it could beat Thorgrim's ass if it 1v1s him.
The Flamers went into melee?
Did they?
Yeah, and they died to the Dragonback Slayers. They charged in melee.
That's interesting.
Improved AI, Semi.
Improved AI. Now we see the Blood Crushers coming around the back. They're actually looping all the way around. I wonder what they're doing here.
Yeah, I do not know. They're doing a massive loop around. I mean, now's the time to strike. I don't think you need that much of a run-up. You don't need a Boca flank. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. And yeah, we see here what I was worried about. The infantry fight for the demons is not going well. Those Bloodletters are doing great, but there's only one unit of them, and there's so many powerful dwarf regiments or renown units here. The Blood Shrine of Corman is having a great time. He's just bumping and grinding in the middle of the dwarf army, chewing through rangers and stuff. Hey, look at his little motorcycle animations.
It's swinging.
The demons are having a great time.
Oh my god, and the fire.
Huge Infernal Gateway.
Oh my.
On top of the big ROR block.
Oh my god. That magic is helping to turn the tide here. I mean, they are very powerful dwarf RRR units, but they're getting just melted by this magic, by this range fire, by these AoE abilities. It's still anyone's battle here.
Yeah, we see Thorgrim getting ganged up on. The Blood Crushers have gone in to join their greater demon brother and trying to punk on the Dwarf Lord. And I don't think it's looking too good for Thorgrim here.
No, it is looking like the demons have a lot of cool like spells and range damage to get through them here. And the dwarves are like hanging in there, but they're just a little bit like lacking on maybe the damage to kill the demons back.
Yeah, actually, I was speaking too soon. I forgot that Thorgrim actually does magic damage. So all demon units have physical resist, Beagle. And Thorgrim's magic attacks bypass that. So he's actually kind of winning. Oh no, now again, he's proving me wrong again, as now he starts losing the fight, and now he's getting shot by ranged units.
Yeah, it's not great for him on his little... Oh my god! Motorbike on quad bike action! As the... Oh my god, that's actually not wheels, they're dwarves, but I'm gonna stick with it. It's definitely an ATV versus a motorbike battle here.
It is, and Thorgrim's actually might kill this Bloodthirster at this rate. I mean, I kind of underestimated Thorgrim's dueling potential.
You should
not doing too bad here.
You should not underestimate dwarves, but that health is very low. Only 1411 for Thorgrim.
It is. Oh, and he's starting to waver.
The bomber has fully routed, leaving the action line, heading back home.
It has. has. And we still see some strong dwarf infantry. Those Norgumling Ironbreakers, remember I would say they'd be the last dwarves standing? They're at like half HP still, by the way, after being hit by 2 spells and 1 million demons.
Where are they? Oh yeah, I see.
In the middle of the blob. Yeah, they're at the center. They're a 79 melee defense base.
Oh, the enemy lord is dead. Who just went down? Thorgrim is dead. ATV crashed.
Bloodthirster, yeah, Bloodthirster just claim those skulls for the skull throw.
Yep.
ATV didn't crash.
Goblobbers are long gone, and it's just kind of like a grudge match now in the middle here, where it's like, can these little RRRs hang in there with their barely any health and turn the tide back? The points are incredibly close in damage dealt and gold from each army to each army, but
oh my God, I just noticed that was the thing.
Yeah, but overall, it's just not looking like there's enough Dwarven Grunt left. But, I mean, all the range for the demons is in melee now. It could turn around.
Oof.
No.
Gateway. This gateway's going to seal the deal. Yeah, and the doors are routing. I don't think it's going to go off. Oh, it did.
Oh.
It's just the unbreakable Slayers left. The 4 Slayers still fighting it out against the demons, dying a glorious death.
I mean, this is what they're all about, right? They love this. This is their shit.
Yeah, this is their shit. This is how they want to go out.
Cutting up pink horrors. Who sound like Ewoks, I just realized.
Yeah, they just sound like little gremlins. And that's gonna be it. The Slayers go down.
GG. Dwarves! So strong in the quarters. Getting cut down to size in the semis.
Do you think, Beagle, that this might be the Alpine Ridge effect?
What do you mean?
Alpine Ridge is gone now. And I think the dwarves crushed on Alpine Ridge both times, right?
Maybe. Do you think the dwarves unfairly got to where they were because of Alpine Ridge? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay. I think they've done well, honestly. I think the dwarf comps have been hardy, resolute, stubborn, but that was just so much demon shit coming in, and honestly, the big Eye of Tzeentch spell was really cool.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm just updating the bracket here. Okay. It was. That Infernal Gateway actually did a ton of work. And you're seeing, like, the good spell selection is really making the difference in a lot of these battles.
Yes.
I think, actually, without those Infernal Gateways melting so many of the RORs, it would have been I think the demons would have been much more hard-pressed to win that.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think spells have been so important today, and that's been important for the Dark Elves. Those Piercing Bolts of Burning have been so important.
Definitely. Okay,
Banzer says you did the bracket wrong, and you said dwarves won.
No, I did... Oh, did I? Oh, whoops, hang on. Sorry, I was trying to fix it. There we go. Okay. Well, Barley picked that map. Now, Coiled Snake, it's your turn to pick the map. What map would you like? And then Barley, do you want to be top or bottom, depending on the map? Coiled Snake is still here, right? They know they didn't get knocked out?
Coiled, did you go to bed? Are you still here?
Same one. Okay, Coiled wants to do Big Butt again. So we're back on Big Butt. Barley wants to be the bottom, and Coiled, you're going to be the top. Okay, what comps? Send me your comps.
I'll be interested to see what changes come in here.
Yeah, you have to change. We're doing the exact same thing, so...
I mean, I know Barley's 3 comps, unless they were allowed to completely take out the Slayer one.
Barley says, I challenge the announcers to pick their favorite comp. No, Barley, that's a cop-out. Pick your own comp.
A captain must make difficult choices, Barley.
Yes.
I've been watching the One Piece Netflix.
Oh, is that good?
It's ridiculous, but it's kind of fun if you leave your judgment at the door, at least for the first episode. It takes a little bit to get into, but it's kind of fun.
Nope, fuck you, I'm lazy. Barley, pick a comp! You are the coach. We're not going to coach for you.
You're going to get defaulted, Barley. You're going to get defaulted out of here.
It's not hard. 1, 2, or 3. Just send me a number.
Barley, if you don't pick a comp, you will be forfeited. Pick a comp.
Cool. What do you mean too lazy, Barley? You just DM me a number.
Barley's just leaving?
Chat votes for comp. Good night. Okay, do a chat vote. Chat vote, I guess.
This is
do like a 1-minute poll, Jeff.
This is terrible. People are booing in the arena right now. as the Dwarves coach just walks out.
We have to ask we have to shout to the arena crowd, what do you want to see?
I say just pick the Slayer comp again.
Okay, fuck it. We're just gonna do the Slayer comp again. If this wins, by the way, what happens then?
I don't know.
In the Skaven, we just swap out the dwarves for the Skaven.
I think win or lose, Barley should be barred from future AI Wars tournaments and stadiums.
Oh my god. Alright, we're doing the all Slayers comp.
Which I'm glad is still in and was not changed.
I think did it get changed? I don't know. I think it's the same exact thing. I just looked at it very briefly as I was picking it. What's more interesting, though, is that Coiled Snake has changed their comp.
Interesting.
Yes, Coiled Snake going with a different comp for the second round, after winning the first one. Which I guess it's like a mind game, right? It's like, okay, well, the other player's probably going to counter me, so I got to switch up my strat, but...
Yeah, mind game against the coach who's just decided to stop engaging of the tournament.
Okay.
Oh, Coiled Snake says I just want to show off all my comps before I die.
That's actually very valid. Yeah, this is gonna be the last Coiled Snake comp we haven't seen yet. So, yeah, Barley is the Oops All Slayers. It's the same thing. Let's look at Coiled Snake's comp. So we have, ooh, this is interesting.
What do we got here?
It's a bit of it's a combination Slaanesh Nurgle comp, which is really cool because I like the concept, right? Like Nurgle units are really tanky and hold the line, and the Slaanesh units are really killy and kind of bring the damage. Oh, we see some of those funky Slaanesh chariots I was talking about on the flank there. Let's start with them. The Seeker chariots. These are your dedicated anti-dwarf tool for the demons. Look at these things. Those look fun to you, Beagle?
They look cute, and I know the tongue real long on these Seekers.
Oh, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about more of the chariots behind them. Look at those wheels.
Oh.
You didn't even call them wheels.
Yeah, that's Beyblade shit. Those are Beyblades.
That is some Beyblade shit, yeah. Then leading the army, we have a Herald of Slaanesh, which is a Slaanesh caster with slicing shards, which is a big Slaanesh bombardment, kind of like piercing bolts of burning. And for the front line, we have a mixture of demonettes, plague bearers, and nurglings. So some tank and some hard hitting. We see, one of your favorites from Darktide making an appearance, a guest appearance from the hit game Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. The Beast of Nurgle is on the field, Beagle.
Oh, wait, is that in Darktide?
Yeah, the Beast of Nurgle. What? It's one of the bosses.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't have that face.
No, this is the tabletop face. The tabletop face looks very cute.
Yeah, and it has a little nurgling buddy too that's like hopping around.
Yeah. The whole thing with them is that they have like the personality of a puppy. They just want to like hug you and give you kisses, but they don't realize that they're like made out of acid, so.
I've heard of this, yes. I've also heard that on the opposite side of things, the bloatflies are absolute shitheads.
Yes, the bloatflies are created when a Beast of Nurgle gets killed, and then it respawns as a bloatfly, and it's very, very upset.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Very, very tilted, very jaded. We have a Great Unclean One to represent the Nurgle Greater Demons, and then we have the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. Or sorry, no, it's the normal Keeper of Secrets, with the thigh highs and the the everything else.
Where is the Plague Toads, Sammy? The Plague Toads are on the right. Tell me about Plague Toads.
They're like a Nurgle cavalry unit, essentially. They do armor-piercing anti-infantry, another very good tool against dwarves. They're fairly tanky. I wouldn't say they're too tanky, actually. They just give, like, a Nurgle a kind of fast-moving... I wouldn't say fast. They're, like, heavy cav speed. Medium speed, hard-hitting cav unit. And then we have, to complement them, the Heartseekers of Slaanesh, which are the elite top-tier demon cav for Slaanesh. And these ladies will blend through anything, essentially.
It's looking good.
We have some Fiends with tongues, and that's about it. So I think this comp against the Slayers might actually not do too bad. We'll have to see. It's got a lot of large units, which are not too good against Slayers, but...
and then we have the Slayers, which is just an army completely of Slayers.
Yeah, there's a lot of large targets on the Slaanesh side, which kind of scares me against the Slayers, but we'll see. Let's get going.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I think the key here is going to really be these infantry units and like some stuff like the chariots, maybe. Because, God, so much of the demon army here is large, which is not a good fit when you're fighting Slayers.
Yeah, and there are a lot of Slayers here to fight with.
Oh, no. I don't think the Slash caster's up to par, Beagle. We've got a Slicing Shards cast, which is kind of just being thrown in the back of the dwarf line onto nothing.
Oh no, we're back to NA spellcasting.
We are. We see the Secret Chariots going in. This should do some good damage.
Certainly bowling some dwarves over.
Yeah, they need to cycle charge through, though, because if they stick them in with the Slayers, they're going to take a shit ton of damage.
There's a stinky cloud goes off over them, and now the main Slayer blob engages. Now, Slayers do good against large units, right? So, like, the Exalted Keeper of Secrets, the Cavalry, the Bloatfly should all be in trouble, yeah?
They should be, but they're also going to take a ton of damage from these big monsters, too. They're kind of a glass cannon unit Slayers, so it's going to be a question of just, like, can the Slayers chunk through all these monsters before the monsters chunk through them? We do some very scary monsters, like a Great Unclean One is no joke, neither is the Exalted Keeper of Secrets, and they are supported by some pretty tough demon infantry.
Yes, but... Go on.
The Demon Lord is currently caught up in a unit of Slayers and is not doing too hot, Beagle. If she goes down, it's going to be disastrous for the demon side.
I didn't even see her. She just went straight in on her little Yoshi, and she's getting messed up. She's going to get out of there. Looks like she will.
Oh, she's crumbling, but she's crumbling now. Remember, demons are like undead. They crumble out when their leadership gets low.
Right. She's just a straight-up demonette.
She does rally, but she's charging straight back into the fucking Slayer blob. This ain't good. And she's the demon's caster, too. That's
not great. We've seen how important these spells are. If they lose their caster this early, her health is so low. One more hit, she's gone.
Yeah. And oh man, I think the demons are in trouble. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets already going down. The Slayers are getting chunked through by the infantry, but like the monsters are all getting chomped through by the Slayers.
Being chopped down by a coach who didn't even have the decency to pick this comp against you. What have we done, Sammy? We picked this composition.
I don't know. The one thing, though, for the demons are these Exalted Plague Bearers. So Exalted Plague Bearers are very tanky. They hit really hard. And Slayers, even though they do a ton of damage, are going to have a hard time chunking through all that HP.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, but I mean, God, these Slayers are just... They still are chunking. Like, all the big monsters are going down to the Slayers.
Yeah.
Unclean
it's
One.
Scary stuff.
Fly going down. Just watching those disgusting Unclean One animations right now. There is a little minor fight going on the flank, by the way. I didn't look at before, but basically a bunch of units ran into these Giant Slayers, and the Giant Slayers killed them all by the look of it.
Yeah, it was the Fiends and the Frogs. They stood no chance out there against Slayers.
Oh, and look at this. It's so Jover.
It is so Jover. I mean, I think what's going to happen here is everything's going to die with these Exalted Plague Bearers, and these Plague Bearers are going to hold for like 2 hours until they die, because they're Nurgle units and they're so tanky.
What's their morale like?
The morale's pretty good. They have good morale. They won't go down really easily, but army losses might kick in. We do have the reduced penalties on, but it still might happen anyway. And yeah, no, the Slayers are just chumping through this Chaos Army.
Yeah. It's really... They're all crumbling now. Just the Plague Bearers left, and they're starting to crumble too.
Yeah, and this was the scary comp that everyone was playing for. Yeah, they are crumbling. Their leadership's down. The army losses has kicked in, and that's going to be a GG for the Dwarves, because this Slayer comp is like, what do you do against it? I
mean, you certainly don't do this, it seems.
You certainly don't bring the Monster Mash against them, that's for sure.
Alright, round 3. And apparently Barley is still in chat. I don't understand what's going on.
Barley, would you like to retake command?
I feel like it's a bit of a heel turn. I think this was in very poor sportsmanship to basically give up on your engagement against your opponent and then come back. Barley, what's going on with you? What is the deal here? Why didn't you want to pick a comp? Why are you back? What's going on?
There's chaos in the locker room right now.
The joke is I'm lazy. Well, people are upset about your joke, Barley, because it's not displaying good sportsmanship against your opponent. I think an apology is in order.
Yes, and I think you should pick the map in your comp.
I think you should play the tournament you signed up to as well. I agree. I think we can only ask this much.
I dragged everyone into this tourney. You all were voluntarily signed up. There was only some minor coercion going on.
We have made the call. Sammy and I are in lockstep. It's Barley's fault. Coil Snake says, I will accept the apology if you pick the Slayer comp again.
There we go.
The chat is saying that Sammy, that you dragged everyone into this tournament.
I did drag everyone into this tournament. Kislev Valley.
Wait,
that's the plains.
hey, I was under the impression that everyone in this tournament was here of their own accord. How many people did you like press gang into playing this, Sammy? What? How many did you coerce people?
I did not coerce people.
Did you like coerce Barley to play?
I mean, I DM'd Barley. I said, "Hey, you should enter the tournament." I didn't like say. I didn't like threaten his family or something. Coiled Snake, do you want a top or bottom?
Barley's screaming yes in the chat. There's allegations all over the place.
Hang on, I will read my DMs to Barley word for word.
You're gonna leak your DMs now to try and defend yourself?
I said, join the tournament, Barley, and then I added a gif of the Terminators. And then he said, fine, here's your armies. Okay, so that's all the coercion that happened.
Blinky says, Scammy put a gun to my head and threatened to eat my cat. Wow, that's messed up. That is messed up.
Oiled wants the top. Okay, DM me your comps. Barley, are you doing the Slayer comp again? Oh my god.
Yeah, I think Terminators are a threat, Kingdom. Total sham war scammer tournament. Total sham! That's actually really good! War scammer!
Okay, I'm gonna die of laughter this fucking stream. Alright. Let's go. Round 3, the ultimate battle for the to see who goes to the finals on the Tempest Plains of Kislev.
You're gonna die of fun, Sammy. Here we go.
I'm gonna die of fun.
What did Barley pick up? Back to the Flamers!
Yes. Barley just DM'd me pick friendly fire. So that's what I did.
Oh my god. Coiled Snake, the opposing coach, is already screaming in chat. Looks like they were hoping for the Slayers pick again.
Yes, Coiled Snake has swapped to their first comp, which is the very like clean, like everyone the equal representation comp. All the demons comp. You know which one? The first one we saw today.
And the dwarves have set fire to everyone equally, friend or foe comp. So this should work out really well.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting because I this was the comp that I said that that would have worked well against the Slayers. But I think it just works well against dwarves in general because you got demonettes. You have the Plague Bearers for tanking, you have the Bloodletters and the Demonettes for punching through, and then you have the range support to do some extra damage. I think this comp is actually really good against dwarves.
Well, so, we're gonna see, I guess, if it's enough to beat all these units of Flamers.
Yeah, the only problem is that Be'lakor is like the only thing that gets into the back line, and there's nothing else to really stop the Flamers. So, let's see what's gonna happen here. Maybe the Flamers will all friendly fire each other or shooting at Be'lakor. Who knows?
I think Barley is the only person in this tournament who is brave enough to, according to themselves, make all their comps in 5 minutes and basically all make a set of comps that are just like complete meme stacks.
Yes.
I don't think we've had any ever meme stack comps.
I think there were some in the first 2 rounds, maybe. I forgot.
Well, apparently this is the set of them that like works because they have been doing really well.
Yeah, when people were putting together their comps, I was like, do meme comps and shit, because with the AI, who the fuck knows what's gonna win? Like, nobody does.
So,
do whatever you want.
Kingdom said the disrespect against Momo's miners. I don't consider miners a meme comp. I consider them terrifying.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of the same deal, right? It's miners with blasting charges backed up by flamethrowers is the difference.
Did I forget about your escape PG? I might have. Here comes, yeah, Be'lakor going straight in. The pink cars are shooting. The fire has begun. I don't think Be'lakor really cares about fire, and look at that pit of shades go off right away.
It's pretty good. It lands on a bunch of units, burning away those Iron Breakers. The Iron Breakers half HP from the Pit of Shades. And yeah, the Flamethrower's all distracted shooting Be'lakor, who really doesn't care. He's a big demon. He has ward save and physical resist. He popped his ability Shadow Shroud, which gives him 60% physical resist. I mean, ward save. He's basically invincible right now, Beagle.
Yeah, and he's doing an amazing job not only of tanking, but I mean, if any of that fire splashes the wrong way, it's going to hurt friendlies too.
Yeah, and his buff just wore off, so he just lost his 60% ward save, but I mean, he's still a beast, and he just carved through a unit of Iron Breakers, just immediately checked him down to about a quarter HP.
Meanwhile, flanks, as always with these dwarf armies, got to watch the flanks. Not just single Iron Breakers in the flanks of this army here, you've got some real blobs going on. A lot of blobbed out dwarves on one flank, and then a couple of miners versus some bloodletters of corn on the other flank.
Bloodletters. That's going to go disastrously. Those miners are going to be dead in the next minute or two. And the bloodletters are not going to take any damage from that fight at all.
Yeah. The pink horrors aren't doing much to the dwarves I see them hitting. I mean, no one's doing a ton to anyone that I can see, except in that middle blob, some dwarves are getting taken out.
Wait! Iron Drakes are friendly firing the other Iron Drakes now while trying to shoot at Be'lakor. And Be'lakor is taking a ton of damage from the Iron Drakes, but now one of them has kind of been shut down, and they're switching fire onto the Bloodletters on the flank. Interesting. They've changed target priority here.
Yeah, you can see some of the Iron Drakes have, like, run into melee, too.
Yeah, they kind of, I think they had Be'lakor jump on top of them was the problem.
Oh, okay. Maybe they've been there the whole time I didn't notice. Yeah, it's interesting that the Flamers, like, actually started doing damage, took them down to half, and then they're like, no, we're done. Now we're gonna hit something else. Never could have shades.
They're winning that blob fight. They're burning those Demonettes and Bloodletters. Those are Exalted Demonettes, too, which are a real high-value target, and they're going to win that flank blob fight. Oh, yeah, Pit of Shades. Ooh, Be'lakor, you're friendly firing your damn Bloodletters. The Bloodletters had that fight easily.
Yeah, now they've both taken half health.
Yeah. I mean, they'll win the fight still a lot faster now with the Pit of Shades, but yeah, I would have liked to see that elsewhere. Be'lakor, meanwhile, himself is ripping through this blob in the middle just with his melee attacks with that giant sword of his.
Yeah, he's sitting pretty happy on half health now that the fire's stopped, and it looks like he'll be able to just sit there and chop up as many dwarves as he wants until something changes. Yeah,
and remember, Be'lakor regenerates health with the more routing units around him. So as more dwarves and routes, he'll get more health regen, which is actually pretty, that's how this whole thing works.
Yeah, he's probably going to hang in there for a little bit then. Looks like, thanks to the...
Is that a Pit of Shades? Oh no, that's the Dwarf Caster, okay. I thought the Pit of Shades only his own unit.
Looks like... Oh, look at the mining charges on the flank, because looks like thanks to the Flamers breaking through, now we've broken the right flank for the Dwarves, and they're pushing through the left flank of the Demon Army. It's a shame none of them are going to tie up those Pink Horrors, that would have been smart. But they are instead going for the Exalted Pink Horrors, actually, Exalted in the back.
Yeah, that's good. They've also forced one Pink Horror unit into melee, so there was only one more there's only one more shooting unit online for the demons, but I don't think the shooting is the demons, like, ace in the hole here. I think it's their melee units, really, and Be'lakor himself, who are the real toughies for the demon roster here.
Kind of interesting that the Bloodletters ran away from the Miners before finishing them, really, or maybe the Miners routed them bounced.
Miners routed.
But now they're coming back over with some charges left on one of those Miner units to throw. Bloodletters coming into the back of the big blob here. But we keep seeing this today with the Dwarven fights. There's just this big, long-lasting grind. This big mosh pit that just goes on forever. Mining charges getting thrown at Be'lakor, but probably doing more harm than good to friends.
Yeah. There's one thing that can break this line, though. It is Bloodletters. Also, if you notice, the Bloodletters have this kind of glowing icon above them now, one unit of them. That is a ability they have called Hellblade. When Bloodletters get 80 kills, they get a 20% damage boost for the rest of the battle.
Oh, wow.
So, those Bloodletters are doing crazy damage, and there's a huge Pit of Shades coming in from Be'lakor right here, right on top of him. This is what we need to see from the demons.
Oh, yeah, it has got the range to do a good bit of damage there.
Oh, yeah, it's melting those Iron Breakers, those Miners, those Iron Drakes. They're all getting caught in that. And that's going to do some big damage for Be'lakor. And it's going to route those units, which is going to increase his health regen, too.
Yeah, and all he's really having to deal with here at this point is the mining charges, which aren't great against him. So as long as he keeps that bit of regen up, he's probably going to be able to just keep tying them all up. Man, if those mining charges were over here on the Bloodletters and stuff, though, that big blob would be a different story. But that is not the case.
Yeah, it would be.
The Dwarves have the Iron Breakers on pretty high health left in the middle there. And those Pink Horrors on the left are basically out of ammo. How do you see this fight going at this point? Like, what do the Dwarves got left in the tank here? You think they got a chance?
I think the Iron Breakers are what the Dwarves have left in the tank, because the Iron Breakers are one of the only units in the game that can probably grind it out with Plague Bearers and win. It's all going to rely on can the Dwarves kill Be'lakor and the Bloodletters. The Bloodletters and Be'lakor are the two big killers left for the demon side, and Be'lakor is the big question mark. I don't think killing Be'lakor is a tough ask, and the dwarves don't really have the firepower left to kill him, and they don't really have the melee capacity to kill him. The Iron Breakers are mainly a defensive unit. They're not going to be very good at killing a giant demon lord like Be'lakor.
Yeah, if you look at the damage stats in the top left, we can see 6,000 gold damage value for the dwarves, 5,000 for for the demons. So it is dwarves technically in the lead, but I think it's much closer than it appears in that sense, because as you said, Be'lakor, who's going to stop him right now? A lot of the dwarf units are very low, and they've already blown a lot of their loads of mining charges. A lot of the Iron Drakes are low, dead, or routed. There's just not a lot left in the tank for them, and I'm not sure if they can, like, push over the finish line here.
Yeah, and those Exalted Bloodletters are still grinding it out. They've barely taken a dent in their HP. I mean, they were half health when they got there. They've gone down to, like, maybe, like, I don't know, 2/5 HP now. And they are grinding it out with that minor blob. And they will eventually win that, I believe, even with all the characters in the midst.
Seems like the most damage they took was from Bellacor's Pit of Shades.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I was kind of screaming at him for doing that, but it's fine. And these Pink Horrors, despite being kind of not really a dedicated melee unit, are still holding the line pretty well, because Iron Breakers, again, are not very aggressive. They don't kill very quickly, and those Pink Horrors have a pretty big HP pool. They will just hold for a little bit. Oh, but some of the Iron Tricks come back online and start toasting Be'lakor. And another big Pit of Shades going down on the remainder of the Dwarf Blob on the other side. That's going to break
that's a huge pit to finish them all off. Wow.
Yeah, and is he going to get the regen from those routes? I don't think so. They might be too far away. Let's see. I'm looking at his ability right now. No, he's not getting the regen from those routing units, which is bad for him because he's kind of getting low from the flamethrowers. I think these Iron Drakes on Be'lakor is a huge problem for the demons. They need to shut them down now.
Yeah, Bellacor's actually getting roasted.
The Bloodletters are moving in to shut down those Iron Drakes right now.
Just in time. Be'lakor hasn't got much left either.
He needs to route some units to start getting that regen, but these Iron Breakers are not going to route very easily.
It feels close, but all the dwarf units are routing, and if just a few more decide to route, I mean, that's it.
Be'lakor is so low, he's not getting regen. Oh, he popped the Shadow Shroud for his damages. Yeah, that's 60% DR. When you see that big, like, black bubble around him, that's his DR ability.
Cool.
So he's basically invincible right now.
Very cool.
And wow, the Bloodletters are pretty beat up, though. Oh, no, sorry, I was looking at the Plague Bearers. The Bloodletters are still in okay condition. They just brought out the Dwarf Lord, which is huge. Can they break these Iron Breakers is the question before Be'lakor goes down. If they can do that, the demons have it in the bag, but it's going to be close.
Yeah, Iron Breaker's getting enveloped from left and right now. Bloodletters on one side, Pink Horrors on the other, combined Demon Assault. And here we really see how good the dwarves are at holding.
Yeah. And, oh man, Be'lakor down to 800 HP. Oh, some Iron Tricks are coming back in, actually. And so are Iron Breakers and stuff with miners. If they get here, this could be huge. Be'lakor's trying to rout. He's wavering.
Oh my god.
This is so close, Beagle.
It's really close.
Oh man, these Exalted Bloodletters are the only thing, I think, plus Be'lakor, that can kill these Iron Breaks right now.
Yeah, and look...
and Thor comes back. Dwarf Lord comes back in and starts buffing up his Iron Breakers.
And the Master Engineers come back and is trying to handgun Be'lakor to death. This...
Oh my god.
This could be what's needed. All of the little 1 HP dwarf units routing for that last big push. This could be it.
Would be a Be'lakor down to 600 HP, not breaking yet, but he's close. He's down to 10 leadership. The flamethrowers are going to take.
Oh my god!
They give a leadership debuff when they hit.
Oh, the fire!
Oh my god! Be'lakor going for the Lord. Be'lakor going for the kill with a Pit of Shades. Wait a second. Is Be'lakor going to pull this out in the 4th quarter?
The pit! The pit! The
Pit
pit!
of Shades.
The pit!
Onto the Iron Breakers.
Army losses.
Dueling the Dwarf Lord. Oh man! Oh, this is so close.
The pit is ruining those Iron Breakers, which are really the only unit holding, but they're still not routing! They're shaken!
Still not routing.
They're shaken, but they're not stirred! Can the fucking runesmith over here, the engineer, take the shot and save the dwarf leader before it's too late?
He's trying to! He's trying to take the shot! I'm looking at him, he's aiming right now!
He's trying to take the shot!
496 HP on Be'lakor, he's so low!
Come on! Shoot her! Shoot her!
He's crumbling!
232! Shoot her!
154!
105! 66! 11! Be'lakor's dead! Oh my god! Wow.
Oh my god, what a game.
Wow.
Oh my god, those Iron Breakers are just never breaking. God. That was insane.
I know some people are mad, but you can't be mad in the casting booth about that match. That was exciting.
That was fantastic.
That was a great match.
Not even close to saying
Coiled's mad because they lost. Barley's mad because they won and wanted to go to bed. And apparently they've been press ganged, I'm going to say it again, into your total sham war scammer tournament.
Yes. I'm sorry, Barley. You're just too good at this game. Just be worse.
Isaac's mad. Put your hand in the air in chat if you're mad right now about what happened. Just go ahead.
Oh my god, what a game. Who can stop these Iron Breakers?
I don't know.
I think if there's one comp that could stop them, I think we know what it is. Barley, are you ready to face the Dilfs? Because they're coming. They're coming for you.
Goths, Dark Elves versus Barley's Dwarves. This is the finals that we chose.
Yes, this is the ultimate matchup.
So we're going to another best of 3 now. It's time for the grand finals. You've waited 2 weeks for it. You've been waiting. Here it comes.
You know, I don't think I could have asked for a better grand final matchup because it is Goth, who is like I said before, like our power gamer, like did research, like knows every deployment position on all the maps, like has like mind gamed and theory crafted, versus Barley with all meme cops.
Barley
spent 5 minutes building his teams.
Barley, you cannot forfeit now. You're in the finals. You would destroy this tournament, and all our advertisers would sue us. You could have maybe forfeited there, but it's too late. You have to go like all the way through.
It's also like personality was like Goth, who's like so hyped and excited for the tournament, and is like probably like crazy freaked out that in the finals and was ready to go. And then Barley, the depressed coach, who doesn't want to even do this anymore, just wants to leave, just wants to go to sleep.
Well, we've talked about it, right? It's the poker player thing. It's the really good poker player versus the really new poker player thing. How can you do mind games and reads against someone who is just unhinged like this with these comps?
Exactly. Okay. Well, I think it's time we get into a beagle. Let's do the coin toss here and see who gets to pick. Gonna flip.
I feel
like that is Barley.
I feel like this is either going to be Goth is going to just like mop the floor with Barley, or we're going to see like the most insane matches of all time. It's one or the other.
I think so too. It's going to be one or the other. Barley, what map would you like? Or what do you want to pick? Pick whatever you want. If you're too tired to think, just throw shit out there.
Goth says, I prepped for momentary temporaries dwarves. I didn't count on Iron Drake flamers doing well.
Okay, Ash Plains. Do you want to top or bottom, Goth, and then send me your comps? Pick to go to bed.
Barley says they're still trying to lose. I don't believe them.
Goth wants the top. Okay, send me comps. Okay.
There has
both players picked. Goth was top.
Barley, there has to be a bone in your body that senses the thrill of victory here.
I think we've seen all 3 of the comps from both of these players, right?
I think so.
Yes, okay.
Definitely from Barley, they're very memorable. From Goth, because like they're like well crafted. I don't know. I don't remember the differences too much.
We saw the blender thing with the executioners and the witch elves. We saw the War Hydra build.
I don't think we've seen the third one then.
No, we haven't seen the third one, no.
Yeah, Barley is longing for the sweet release of defeat. Barley is literally role-playing for their Slayer comp. They're just trying to lose.
They are. Ooh, it's like a sandstorm out here today. It's all dusty in the desert. No, don't say it. The bots will hear you, Beagle. The DMCA bots.
Yeah.
Let them hear.
Because I have the most accurate rendition of that song. So it is... Well, first of all, it's Barley's Regiments of Renown comp. Which seems to have done the worst so far, which I guess is why Barley is picking it. Versus Goth's...
This is the War Hydra comp. The War Hydra one. With the Executioners, the Black Ark Corsairs, and then the 4 Dark Riders. Now, I think Barley has an ace in the hole here. and I think it's the Skyhammer. If the
Okay.
Skyhammer can drop some good bombs on the right targets, like the Hargath Executioners, it will one-shot those units. Like, actually bring them to full to no HP in one hit.
No,
If
you're
it gets a good
lying. I've
bomb
never
drop-off.
seen that. You're lying.
You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it today. Let's just get it going, because Barley wants to sleep, and we want to see what the fuck is gonna happen here.
Alright. Let's get it going.
Start it up. And Barley does have, like, tools to deal with everything. He's got artillery to kind of pound the Dark
Well,
Elves'
when you
range.
bring all the
He's got
regiments of renown,
spires.
you tend to have one of every unit.
Yeah, which is might actually be the key against Dilf's, like, I mean, Dilf's, Goth's very
Dilf the Great.
Dilf the Great. Can we call, Goth, if you win this, can we call you Dilf the Great instead?
If you lose this, can we call you Dilf the Great?
Maybe. Oh god, look at those! Look at the Goblobbers doing insane damage on those Dark Shards. That's gonna be taking away a lot of the DPS for the Dilfs. Now, what is that Skyhammer doing? It's just kind of going back and forth at the moment.
It's thinking, Sammy. It's planning. It's plotting. It's scheming.
It is scheming. It's got that machine gun on it. I'm curious to see if it's gonna like light up the Dark Riders or something. Doesn't look like.
That was nice. Light up
try to
the Dark
bomb them.
Riders. That was nice. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that machine gun. Takes out like 2 horses with 1 volley.
Oh wow, it really did. Didn't really do any HP damage, but just killed models.
Yeah, it adds up over time. It's not. That's not its main weapon. Remember, the main weapon is the bombs. We see piercing bolts going down, dodged by the Scolder Guard. Great job for Barley's team here. Let's
Great
see if
job.
The Scolder Guard can get at least 1 volley off, because now they're kind of running into the teeth of the enemy army. There's that volley. There's that steam. Those steam guns firing.
Oh, the power of
Only a couple of
steam.
them, though. Ooh, oh, they're firing into the War Hydra? No, guys, the War Hydra's not the target you want to be shooting.
Oh, very unfortunate. You
Oh,
can see
God.
Goth's Dilf Riders on the flank, ready to come in.
Yeah, we see some blasting charges from the ROR miners melting some of the Corsairs, and now the front lines are meeting.
Oh, those bombs don't look accurate at all.
It dropped them on Helibron! It dropped them on the fucking character!
Oh no. Oh my god, the mining charges though are insane.
Oh, that was insane. That was pretty good. Norgling's Ironbreakers in the back there. Yeah, the Norgling's Ironbreakers in the back. Another volley, too! Oh my god, melts those Argonath Executioners.
Yeah, it is devastation for them. That whole unit is just being blown to shreds. Wow.
Oh my god, the triple volley. They're broken. The Argonath Executioners are routing. We see in the back, Ulthar's Raiders, this assassin range unit with their throwing axes, this armor-piercing axes, are throwing into the melee, doing a ton of damage, probably.
Probably. We hope so.
Probably. The Dark Shards are being routed from the Goblobber, who has just been shut down, which is just getting shut down now by the Dark Riders. But 1 unit of Dark Shards is almost broken. They just rallied from the Murderous Mastery, the buff from the army-wide buff.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just laughing at something chat said around me later. Seeing Ghost Cavalry go in the back. Sorry.
Oh, no, but here we go. This
Go
is
on.
a big piercing bolts of burning, I think, in the middle here. But it might friendly fire a lot of units. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm watching it go in now. Yo. A little bit of friendly fire.
Yeah, it hit the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, which aren't a very elite unit. They're just like normal Dwarf Warriors regiments of renown. They're not that good. And it kind of nuked a lot of the units. Also, we see Halibron, the Blender Lord, is fighting the Peak Gate Guard, who are kind of trading very evenly with her. They've almost got her dead, actually.
Yeah, she's looked better.
Yeah. And this entire time, like, the Blades of the Blood Queen are now dueling the Norgling's Ironbreakers, but the Norgling's Ironbreakers are almost full HP, and they're very tough. Like, they're a cut above the normal Ironbreakers, which we already saw what they did last time.
Yeah, they're strong as
So
hell.
But if there's one unit that can kill him, it's the Blades of the Blood Queen, which are, like, just a cut above everyone else as well. We'll see. We'll see how that fight goes.
I see him over here now. Yeah, the cavalry's coming in to join in as well and get on those Ironbreakers, those special Roar Ironbreakers. Cav's still running rampant for Goth, and I think that'll be the difference here.
Yeah, there's not much backline for them to run rampant on, though. And the War Hydra, again, that's actually been running rampant. The War Hydra, almost full HP with its regen, has routed its flank over there and is now coming into the main blob fight to duel Thorgrim and his Thane, their little character squad.
The helicopter's flying over the top of the Hydra like it's King Kong. It's gonna get swatted.
But Helibron's about to die! Helibron just fucking died to the Peak Gate Guard! They killed her!
Oh, damn!
Complete horrors just punted her with their giant fucking hammers, just crushed her skull in, I guess. I missed it.
Yeah, okay, now we're seeing some flashing routing from both sides now. Both sides having some retreat issues here. If you look at the top left, the damage numbers are Delves leading, Dilf's in front. But the Dwarves are not doing too bad on the bottom there. It's pretty close still. There's still a decent amount of grunt left in just the fact that these are RRR units, even though they don't have much health left, and in the Lords.
There's gonna be a big piercing pulse of burning in the middle on the grumbling guard. It's gonna hurt a lot for the dwarfs.
Oh, and there's like some of the healthiest units they had left.
Yeah, ouch.
That's a big
The
deal.
only thing the dwarves have going for them is the characters are healthy, and the Norkling's Ironbreakers are kind of holding, but there's not a lot left for the Dawi at this point.
I think the dwarves could be doing better here, except that Hydra is so healthy still.
It is so healthy, yeah. The Hydra is looking really tough. I mean, Thorgrim's debuffing it with his Oath of Vengeance, but now he's getting shot by the remaining Dark Shards, which only a couple of them survived, but they do so much damage, it's enough, and they're routing Thorgrim. He's a big target, he's easy to shoot.
I mean, the dwarves did well here, but it looks like now the gap has really opened up, and there's not much left for them.
Yeah, and it's hard. This is Goth's dedicated like dwarf killer lineup. So if there's one lineup to beat to conquer is the dwarfs, one comp to conquer, it's this one. This is going to be the hardest matchup I think they have. Goth just went with it straight out the gate, and yeah, that's it for the dwarfs.
GG.
Right.
To Goths. Delving Delphs. And that means only one more win for Goth. And he's the winner of another tournament of auto battling.
Yeah, and that was closer than I thought it was going to be for like a meme comp. So Gyro Bomber did make it pretty sketchy. If the Gyro Bomber did not whiff the bombs, throwing them onto Helibron, I think the dwarves could have won that actually.
Could have been very different, absolutely.
Okay, Goth, what map do you want?
Gonna have a sip of soda, everyone. Drink your water. Don't be like me.
Hills. Barley, do you want a top or bottom? Whoops. Do not switch to minor settlement battle.
Oh, that'd really...
No, I wonder what an AI siege tournament would look like.
That'd really mix it up for the grand finals. Here we are at Altdorf.
The Siege of Altdorf.
It's like suddenly one of those...
Wants to talk.
Suddenly one of those really fucked up GCCM maps of, like, the entire city of Marienburg.
Yeah.
Also, the thing I was laughing about during that battle is we were talking about the dodge that the flamer dwarves did, and someone in chat was like, they didn't even need the dodge is the funniest part. They just kind of did it, and then ran into the enemy. And I just thought that was really funny.
Barley, what comp do you want? Do you want to bring out the Slayers? What do you want to do? Goth is locked in at this point, so you can just tell me in chat or wherever. Okay. It's gonna be the Slayers. No, this is gonna be interesting.
I hope so.
Because
this could be the last match. I hope it's gonna be interesting.
This could be the last match. Yeah, the Dark Elves have not changed. The Dark Elves are going with the same comp, but now they have to fight the Oops All Slayers, which I think is actually kind of scary for this comp to fight, because this comp kind of relies on the Dark Riders and the War Hydra, and they're fighting an entire army of Slayers.
But this comp is not low on damage for Goth, right? It's got pretty good DPS.
It does. Their entire front line is going to trade pretty well with Slayers, but I mean, like, the Giant Slayers, especially the ones with armor piercing, will grind through too. It's going to be... It's going to be just like a DPS battle, really. It's going to see who can kill who faster.
Whatever.
I guess that's like how every battle works, but...
Whatever happens here, you're gonna see every last dwarf die before Barley loses, because Slayers do not rout. They're here.
Yes.
They're here for a good time.
Yep. We see the army of Slayers, the ranked up, rank 9 Slayers, Gotrek and Ungrim Iron Fist, the two Slayer characters for the dwarves. They're gonna take it through these elves, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see who comes out. If this match crowns the champion, or if somehow the meme dwarf comp pulls it out against our top tier player and, you know, brings it to our game 3.
Let's do it. Go if you've beaten the best. Now try the rest. Here comes the Slayers. And like it or not, this is peak performance for dwarven coaches in this tournament.
This is. You say the rest, but this is one of like the comps that I feel like most players were super scared of.
I know.
Day, so.
I know. It's messed up. Whether you like it or not, Barley is either way our semi winner, our number 2, the second best player in the world.
Yeah, like even if Barley loses this, oh god, here comes the piercing bolts. Oh, it's gonna hit those. Oh, Giant Slayers are dodging!
Ah!
Dodge! Holy shit!
EU dodge! KR dodge!
Broken ankles on the Dark Elf Sorceress. Her ankles are smashed in half.
Is that like Broken Arrow?
Broken ankles? You ever hear like breaking someone's ankles like in Dota or like League where you like dodge? Never mind.
No.
You're a fucking boomer, Beagle. Okay.
I just don't play Dota. Anyway. The stinky smoke off. Yep, lines clash. Hydra's going in. Tell me what's going on, Sammy.
We see just huge damage from both sides initially. I mean, both, like, the front line everywhere is being bruised and injured by all the DPS. The one thing that I'm worried about for the dwarfs is that these dark shards are going to be putting out consistent, sustained DPS. Look at how badly they're hurting those giant slayers. Sheesh. God, those giant slayers just got turned down to half health from 2 volleys from the dark shards.
Yep, they're going down.
That hurts.
And this is what I was worried about with the dwarf slayers, is that the slayers comp works on being a glass cannon build, but Gov's armies are not at all lacking in damage. They are devastating. They really show the damage potential of the Dark Elves. I don't think the Slayers have what it takes to last.
But the Slayers are breaking through the front line. We already see some of the Harganth Executioners are already getting pretty low. The Black Ark Corsairs as well. If they can break through and get on top of these Dark Shards, they might have a chance here. But they're going down so fast as well. God, some of the Slayer units are already dead, essentially.
Yeah, I mean,
this light cav.
They are going to fight till the end, but yeah, the cav coming in back and forth, Sammy.
Yeah. I kind of counted out the cav, but the light cav, they normally don't do a lot of damage, but against these unarmored Slayers, they're actually able to put in some work, even if they're taking casualties in the process.
Oh lord, the friendly fire over here. Unit of Slayers got piercing bolts on them, and a bit of it went onto the Harganeth Executioners, but neither of them took too much from it. Immediately, do you see a lot of blue left? Because I don't.
I do not. I think the Slayers are kind of... There's like a full health unit in the woods that's kind of been just bouncing between Dark Riders all game, but the core of the Slayer army is down.
Yeah, as a lot of dead dwarves and the Dark Shards are having a good time of it in the back. They're just shooting crossbows, and those crossbows are finding flesh constantly.
Oh, they're having a fantastic time, yeah. And Helibron's big AoE debuff, the stink gas, I think it's been making a big difference, giving that extra melee attack and damage to the whole Dark Elf army, basically. And yeah, I think most of the Slayers are dead. Now it's really just the last couple Slayers fighting on. And Beagle, I think the Dilfs might have this.
I think the Dilfs might have it too. I think the Dilfs might have delved deep and I've run out of D words. Dominated!
And a giant blob forming. Unfortunately, there are no flamethrowers on the Dilf side to fire into the characters and break all their own troops. We have one last unit of Slayers finally coming out of the woods to join the fight, but I'm not sure they can take on all these units alone.
I'm sure they can if they believe in friendship. Oh, never mind. Fire is stronger.
Hydra breath attacks is stronger, yeah. Oh, speaking of fire, we have another piercing bolts coming down.
Yeah, it's probably going to hurt more Dark Elves than Slayers, but it doesn't matter because that's the last Slayers unit really to kill.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that hurt the Slayers pretty bad, though, honestly.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest here. And wow. Yeah.
Well, it's been a good tournament, Sammy.
It has been. We had some fun matches the first and second day. We had some crazy games.
We saw some dwarves win and we saw some dwarves lose, but I think this is the end.
I think this might be. We're going to have to wait here for a bit. The characters Gotrek and Ungrim have to go out fighting.
Yeah, they refuse to rout.
Hydra. Don't think they're going to be able to get the Hydra down, but let's see.
I think possibly space radiation could hit our computers right now and make the dwarves do anything.
They'd like flip the bite that causes Ungrim to get like 200,000 HP.
they go below 0 HP, but they just keep living, like it loops around.
Yeah, they're just unkillable. Can't be stopped. I mean, they did it pretty... Look at the Dark Elf army, though. They've done a huge number on the Dark Elf army. There's not a lot left for it. It's really just the characters of the Hydra, but it's not enough. Ungrim's about to go down. Gotrek's not going to be far behind him.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Gotreks in this tournament, but this will be the last one.
He will be, yeah. Let's see. Ungrim's at 0 HP. Ungrim's down. It's just Gotrek now. Just surrounded by Helibron and the War Hydra and all these Dilfs.
Would you like?
I can't even find him in there.
Would you like to be surrounded by this many Dilfs, Sammy?
Depends on the context.
They're all trying to kill you.
Maybe.
Fair answer. He's doing his spinnies like a Diablo 3 character.
He is.
I mean, he's not dead yet. Yeah.
He's not. Oh, he just took a big chunk from the War Hydra. The War Hydra hit him in the back, just took off like 500 HP.
Oh yeah, the
He's
Hydra.
77 HP, 56, 49.
Here's how he can still win.
Here's how Gotrek can still win.
Please clap.
Last hero of the old world. 29.
Yeah. Before the future that liberals want, the Dark Elves have won.
Dark Elves have won. And you know what they say, there's no substitute for skill, right? Like, I think Goth put... Goth... You can meme all you want, but the player who put in, you know, the time and the effort to research and, like, really plan out these comps and test everything ends up being the winner in the end.
I can't think of a more incorrect thing to say while watching the semi-finalist who has been trying to throw for, like, the past 3 battles. But there it is.
I'm talking about Goths.
Oh, Goth did great. Goth did great. Barley also did great. They just didn't seem to want to, and I think that requires investigation.
Do you think of Barley's... we should start riffing on Barley now. Barley, you did great, and I'm so happy you were the one person who decided to do meme comps, because they were hilarious to watch.
Yeah, I don't know, like, if we should congratulate Barley for making it to the semi-finals. I don't think Barley wanted to, but either way, thank you for getting to the semi-finals, Barley. You brought us some great matches. Honestly, that one versus Be'lakor with the Flamers was probably one of the best matches of the tournament. Intended or not.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was great.
Yeah, and I mean, the Slayers did rock them. There was a lot of damage there. But the winner, again, with an incredibly efficient Dark Elf army, is Goth the Great. Making it look pretty clean in the previous matches. Taking a bit more damage against Barley's meme stacks, but ultimately bringing it out 2-0 again, right? Nice and clean.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, no, that's actually interesting, because Barley's, like, Goth actually kind of annihilated all his other opponents. I think Barley was the one to draw the most blood from Goth in the entire tournament.
What do you think this says about vanilla Total Warhammer balance, Sammy?
I think it says that I don't know anymore, because I haven't played SFO or Warhammer or anything in like a year or so.
Right, because you've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 for a year, right?
I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 and like Tarkov and Xenonauts, so I'm kind of done with Xenonauts now, but a whole bunch of other stuff.
Mongo B says the AI is fucking stupid, that's why. Well, if you think that, Mongo, you better be here to hear 2 things. For one, that patch had improved AI, and for 2, good for you, we're about to go for another 8 hours here. That was only the startup tournament. We're about to have a second tournament here, where all these teams are about to play against each other with their human coaches behind the controls.
Wait, I think we could do a free-for-all, actually. Hang on.
By the way, Sammy was meant to go, what? That's obviously a joke. We're not doing that. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, but you just gave me a great idea. Wait, hang on. Can I put AI in this?
Wait, can you make them all fight each other?
That's what I want to see. No, I don't think I could put AI in the free-for-all battles.
I would have loved to see that. I would have loved to see all of the tournament teams fighting each other.
Yeah. But we just put 3 of Goths. We have Goths 3 Dilf armies fight each other to see which is the best one. I don't know.
Surreal. In closing, instead, Sammy, instead of more matches, in closing then, let's talk about what we thought of the tournament. A great topic is MVPs and LVPs, because as Surrealistic points out, gives me the idea here. Surrealistic says, to be fair, there was no AI performance that was worse than the dwarves unloading absolutely every last explosive charge on Oxalotl, the Lizardman hero.
Oh yeah. Well, I think Oxyotl definitely gets an MVP award for that, and I don't even think you can't even blame the dwarves for that. That was such a huge brain play from Oxyotl. Like who the fuck is supposed to react to that? You're facing this giant lizardman army that's just not moving, and then out of the fucking mists, this like random little skink starts throwing blowpipes into your army. Like what the fuck? Like how the fuck are you supposed to react to that? The dwarves are like, what the fuck? Just blow them up, lol. They don't know what the fuck to do. No one knows what the fuck to do. That was an Oxyotl MVP moment, for sure.
Did you have any other highlights of the tournament?
Oh god, it was 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to remember some good moments. Didn't we have another close game with Be'lakor too? I think Bellicor might actually be one of our MVPs.
I think so.
Yeah, because he had the close game versus the dwarfs today, and then he had the other close one versus oh my god, who was it against? Oh my god, I can't remember. I have to go back and watch the VOD now because it's gonna bother me all night long if I don't.
There were the dwarves with the flamers.
The dwarves with the flamers. Was it against the other? No, there wasn't a third dwarf army, was there?
It must have been against lizard men.
No.
It was Bellicor against lizard men, wasn't it?
No. That was the first round today. That was Bellicor versus Mazdamundi today. It was Bellicor. It was on a desert map. Shit, does anyone even remember? I know. I'm gonna go check I'm gonna go check the thing. Hang on.
Isaac says my high. Oh yeah.
It was Bellicor versus the zombies. Remember the little zombies?
Oh, Bellicor versus the zombies. Yeah.
Yes, Bellicor versus the zombies.
Isaac says my highlight of the tournament was when I wasn't nerfed into absolute trash. I bet it was, buddy. But what was your low light?
I think Isaac is the LVP for getting nerfed into the ground and then just floundering.
Yeah, bad play there, Isaac, by getting nerfed. Really bad play by not bribing Creative Assembly enough.
Big skill issue, Isaac. Do better next time.
They literally watched the tournament and were like, we can't have this happen. We can't have Bretonnia looking good out there.
Bretonnia was actually looking unstoppable. Like, I think Bretonnia was dumpstering people more than Goth's armies were. Like, I think it was really kind of sad that they got nerfed, but...
Yeah, they were looking strong. In another world, in another life, Isaac could have gone all the way.
Yeah.
Isaac says next time I'm going to be Empire so I can watch people cry as I lose. Correct. I don't feel
a single Empire army.
I don't feel sympathy for anyone who lost because none of you played Empire.
Yeah, we had, what, was it 24 entrants or something? And not a single Empire player.
Well, folks, it's time. I think for the final... Are you ready for the final word, Sammy?
Yeah.
The final word is, again, raise your hand in chat if you are poggers and hype. Lower your hand if you're super mad. That's it. I'm giving the final word to the chat here. I don't know how you lower your hand in an emoji. I don't know how you put it down. Camelif's doing it, I think. It's like the inverse. Camelif says, I'm so mad.
Invert, oh.
Camelif's furious.
I need to go back and read the chat. I feel like there was some controversy going on.
There's been controversy going on throughout this whole tournament, including since, like, everyone but Coiled Snake got a bye.
What was the name again? What was that name people said? Total Sham?
Total Sham War Scammer.
Total Sham War Scammer.
That should be the name of the next tournament, I think. That's great.
Total Sham War Scammer. What if we just do a tournament where, like, I don't know, we like build in some mechanic where you can fuck over the other people. Like, we actually rig it as like a mechanic.
That's the tournament we just did, Sammy. What are you talking about? But, Sammy, be proud of your total sham because I see way more raised hands than lowered ones. And I think that's because there was way more viewers than players. So I'm glad that their suffering brought a great deal of joy to all of the spectators. Just like the Colosseum in Rome, it's really not about whether it was fair. It's about if the spectators got their money's worth for their seats. And it seems like people did.
They did. This was a fun one. Thank you all for showing up to watch it. Thank for all the players for being coerced by me into being here.
That's right, as Bounty says, time to reveal the actual players who were pretending to be the two AIs the whole time. Oh my god!
It was me and Beagle.
Yeah,
controlling the two armies the whole time.
It was actually Sammy on two different computers.
The whole tournament's been scripted, everybody. The Oxyotl thing, that was just me. Like, we talked it out before the match. We knew what we were doing the whole time.
God. Alright.
Alright.
Well, that's it. GG's, thank you so much for setting this up and running it for us, Sammy. Sammy, I mean, that was actually a Freudian slip. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed casting it together. This is a lot of fun. Are we gonna do it again in the future?
It was fun. We might. We want to do more Total War stuff. The whole reason that I wanted to do this was because I actually want to do like a because you haven't seen Domination yet, Beagle.
No.
You haven't seen like the new multiplayer game mode, which is actually a ton of fun. And I kind of wanted to do this to like bring up some engagement with Total War multiplayer in the community and get people started on it, so that we can go into like doing a Dom tournament. I don't want to do it like cold turkey because most people don't want to do like competitive multiplayer stuff.
Well, there you go. Everyone who's complained about the AI throws or the rigness in this tournament, come to the next one. Sammy's going to apparently throw you a MP domination tournament, and you can show us, are you smarter than a 5-year-old AI?
Yes.
There you go. So maybe coming soon.
I think that would be a ton of fun. We might do it sometime soon. I'll see. I'll look into it.
All right. And if you're really bad, you can just ask the AI to play for you again.
You can't have AI in Dom, unfortunately. Otherwise, we would have done a Dom AI tournament. That would have been fun. But, no, not to be.
All right. Well, GG, Sammy. I'm going to play everyone out. Thanks for coming, and see you in the Discord.
You're not going to get right back on Baldur's Gate with Jam?
Oh, I might, but I'm probably going to go to the shops first, so...
I'm gonna go back on Baldur's Gate. I gotta clear that creche.
Are you romancing anyone, Sammy? Who are you romancing? Who's your Saurian around with?
I'm boring. Well, I started with Karlach, but then like I found out that her ending wasn't finished, so I switched to Shadow Hearts. So.
Yeah, and you're gonna say that's boring, motherfucker?
No, I mean.
You better get the hell out of here.
Karlach, yes.
You better get the hell out of here before there's another match in this tournament.
Oh God.
GG, and thank you very much. Chat, as for all of you, thanks for the subs. Thanks to Kingdom Silver for the 77-month sub. Thanks Momentary Temporary for raiding of a party of 15, even after defeat. Thank you so very much. That is true showmanship, folks. True sportsman showmanship. And what is this? Kofi of a steel chair. Hang on, I'm just looking at my Kofi as well. Sorry. It's breaking. I'm very sorry, everyone. I'm just trying to see who last supported me. But I think we are now just, I'll check my email, because that's the easiest way to see now who's supporting me extra, because I think we're now looping around all the subs. It's a little bit harder to see, unlike Twitch, when that happens, but I'm going to find out right now. Kofi. I don't think we... Oh, we have a new member. We have a new member on Kofi, so I need to update them on the credits. I'm sorry I didn't see you, because it gets a little bit harder to see now. But thank you very much to... who is this? Show me the receipt. This was from... You joined Tier 2 support your first month. Yeah, who is it, Kofi? Who is it? Oh, it's Dr. Danger. Thank you very much, Dr. Danger, for joining in. I think it's the Tier 2 $10 sub. Welcome to Kofi. Thank you so very much. I'll have to add you to the list if you're not on already. Sorry, I'm still getting used. This is my first month of resubs on Kofi, so thank you very much, everyone. I gotta get used to how it works. It's like I'm a new streamer again, you know? It's like I'm bad at my job and can't do things well. Totally unlike my usual self. So, thank you very much for that. Speaking of you and the rest of you, I'm going to play the credits in a second. As Sammy said, me and Jem might be on for more boulders later. So if you're following the boulders, and I know at least 5 of you are, you might be able to catch more later on. As usual, it comes when it comes. You know, that's what we do around here. But for now, rating someone else... let's raid Momentary. Momentary, who was just in the tournament, who was playing some Wargame Red Dragon. Go and listen to them. And I'm going to play the credits. Thanks so much for coming. Where are those credits? See you all maybe later for boulders, or maybe tomorrow for other stuff, or boulders, who knows. Jam doesn't like to admit it, but she's just as addicted as I am, so you'll probably see some more soon. Bye everyone, have a wonderful one. Glory to Goth the Great, your winner for the AI Wars 2 tournament. And see you all sooner or later. Bye bye. See you later.